All right, welcome here to Clayton, New Jersey, as we have TCUFL Action here this morning and afternoon. Today's teams, the Clayton Clippers and the Pennsville Eagles, and I hope everybody's doing well. I'm Tom Wilkins, along with John Sapensky, Howard Gaber with the controls. Thanks for your patience. Just had to deal with a couple of issues, so here we are. Haven't really missed anything. It's Clayton's football as we begin our broadcast. 3rd and 2 as a ball spotted on the Pennsville 42-yard line. Looks like a nice handoff up the middle, and that's going to be good enough for a first down to the 35, a gain of 7. Beginning of the game, Pennsville had the ball at the 45, but they went 4 downs and out. This is Clayton's opening possession of the game. And John, as I get you in here, obviously this is going to be a pretty spirited contest, especially from a team like Clayton who knows how to play, especially when the going gets tough.
Yeah, this is going to be a great game. This is a National West Conference head-to-head matchup. It was nice to see both teams are coming in here at 3-1 records. And, Pennsville had that first drive. They tried getting the ball moving a little bit. It didn't go their way, and now we're going to see what Clayton can do.
Okay, and on that first play, on first down, a short gain on the play, if there is any gain.
No, it was at the back of the line of scrimmage. Yeah, it's a beautiful day out here. I think they turned the light switch back on for summer.
I think they have all week. I mean, we were we were in Westville on Sunday, and it was 81 degrees outside.
Yeah, that's brutal. That is brutal.
We've had a heck of a week. Let's put it to you that way.
Yeah, we're getting rain today, so hopefully that'll help cool it down. We got a nice run here. Oh, he's
got
look
at this. Right
12.
around the middle, number 12 is getting tackled by the jersey.
Yeah, that's Tyquan Wilson Jr., number 12, with a big gain. Very nice. Followed his blocks. He went right on the outside. Huge gain, huge first down. Way to go.
And so after a nice run, it is 1st and 10. I think they're going to spot the ball at the 15-yard line. As we do with all the games, of course, we will read the rosters at some point for both Clayton and Pennsville. Hopefully everyone enjoys themselves today. Very warm start to the day. We are expecting weather coming in later this afternoon, a cold front coming through. So, John, even though I can tell you the junior and senior matchups are going to be very interesting.
Yeah. Oh, 22 with a big run.
A big run, and he's probably going to get in for a goal there. How about that? And for a guy with that body frame, he just jukes and moves, and away he goes.
Yeah, we don't have a 22 on here. It might be 23. I'm not sure, but we don't have a 22 on the Clippers roster.
Well, it ends up being a 17-yard touchdown run, and Clayton gets the first points of this one.
It's Lorenzo. Oh, that's him?
Okay, actually, we have just gotten confirmation. The man named number 22 is Lorenzo Bull.
Yeah, Lorenzo Bull.
He sure ran like one on that last carry.
Oh, he's a bull. He's a big back. That was the bus coming through there. And let's see what they go here.
And now for the conversion, it's a play fake. They're going to try for 2 points.
Hey, I think he got it.
Yes, he did.
Nice reception.
Nice to see a pass play there, and it ends up being an 8-0 Clayton lead.
Yeah, that was number 9 on the reception there. Great hands. I don't have his name on the roster, but that was number 9.
Well,
number 9 is Jair Walls, and it's extra point.
I think what's happened, too, I think we're just finding out that some of the uniform numbers have changed based upon the information that we have. So that's really the story there. But anyway, Clayton with a very good opening drive. They get an 8-0 lead. And this is a team that is well-versed and well-disciplined from what we have seen so far.
They marched right down the field. It was a smooth drive, great play calling. Coaches called the right plays, and the players, let the plays develop, and they scored. We have a number correction. That is number 9, Jair Walls with the extra point over there. So we had their uniform numbers were a little off on this roster, but we just got them corrected.
Hey, listen, we're used to that, aren't we? Doesn't matter what level we're in, even in a semi-pro, we think we have a number, and then all of a sudden, the last second, they switch uniforms, and then they don't tell us.
This is true. This happens an awful lot.
Well, anyway, a good start for Clayton, up by a count of 8-0. And we're going to see how Pennsville responds. You'll notice Clayton is in their home white uniforms with navy blue pants and helmets and numerals with a gold trim. Pennsville, a little bit of the same setup there, pretty much gold uniforms with blue numbers and helmets. So you'll see Clayton's moving left to right, Pennsville right to left, and we'll switch sides in the second quarter. All right, referee blows the whistle, and we're about ready for action here to resume.
Oh, he's going for that onside kick.
Little directional kick,
think they
and
got
it's
it.
loose.
34. Clippers got it.
Yes, indeed.
Number 34, Keith Elba, with an onside recovery. Great job.
And remember that onside kick, regardless of what level it is, it has to go 10 yards.
Yeah, it was right on the 10-yard mark. It was a perfect kick.
Definitely was, so well placed.
Yeah, that was Lorenzo Bull with that kick. It was a great kick. Had just enough.
Now, John, do they change kickers as far as getting them down the field, just giving them a try to participate at least?
Kickers are very valuable, and then when you got one that's valuable, usually no, you don't. No rotation for a kicker. You want him out there getting as many reps as he can get at all levels. Whether it's extra points, field goals, or kickoffs. You want to have a reserve ready at every level.
That is correct. By the way, Clayton used the timeout. Pennsville used the timeout in their opening drive, so each team has 2 left as we begin here. So what have you seen from the team so far? I know it's early in the game.
Yeah, it's really early right now. Just a smooth transaction of play, for the Clippers right now. Very confident, came in here, the march downfield on your first drive, and to put one in the end zone shows that they came in today confident and fine-tuned. So it was nice to see that. Pennsville, they had a little rough start in their first drive. Unfortunately, they just gave up the kickoff, so they're going to have to work hard on this drive because, that first drive they were so successful to get downfield. Let's see if they can stop them here and get the ball back.
All right, so Clayton with the ball after the onside kick. They have 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line of Pennsville.
Yeah, they're going to stack that heavy right, looks like, in single back.
And the single back is Ball. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets
the pitch.
And
No way he's going to pass it.
And it ends up being intercepted.
Interception. Oh, and a fumble. Well, the ground. It was from the ground. It was number 17 on the interception.
A nice job by, looks like Luca Cadamo.
Yeah.
Who was able to bring it down and forces the turnover, and Pennsville gets it back.
That is a great, when you see at this age group an interception, and so we're seeing a lot of passing, just in this game right now in the first quarter, we've seen probably more passing than the last 3 weeks. In this first quarter. You gotta love it.
It's interesting, John. My wife just sent me a message saying, "Oh my goodness, they are so little. Be kind."
Yeah.
Well, we'll tell that to my son. He'll be here later. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, 1st and 10. They're gonna go full house.
They're going shotgun on here and a nice little hand.
Oh, and Ball just sends the running back backwards. Might be a 1-yard loss on the play, or he might have gotten to the line of scrimmage. Looks like he did get back to the original line. Maybe lost a half a yard.
Yeah, it's pretty close. But we're seeing right now, right from the door, Ball is showing right now. He's a playmaker on offense and defense. It looks like he's at middle linebacker, and great job finding the ball. He's got a knack for the ball, and he showed for a big guy he can run the ball too.
Here's the run around the right side, and about the 41-yard line. You'll notice that only like 4 people are huddling on the defensive side for Clayton, and it's not the line that's actually huddling.
Yeah, that was a great defensive standoff again. They are, reading and reacting and filling their gaps, and they're doing a good job on defense right now.
Yeah, you'll see, John. I'm at Pennsville, the gold team. They have 4 people in the huddle, and everyone else is already lined up.
Yeah, that is.
Which I think is a little bit unusual, but hey, everyone does it differently.
Yeah.
Everyone does it in a different way. And here they're gonna go. They're gonna go spread.
Twins left.
So
Shot
back
up
to the right.
It is spread, actually. I didn't see the other receiver.
That's okay,
Wow,
but
huge sack.
unfortunately that didn't work because
A little celebration of Keith Elba again.
now wait a second. I thought you better be careful how you celebrate. We saw there was a penalty last week, didn't we?
We did. We did see. That was the senior game that we did. That was in Woodbury. That was a Woodbury in Paulsboro. We did see a celebrate 2 in a row, 2 penalties for that celebrating.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you don't want to get too carried away with it, but you know. Well, they're choosing not to go punt option here, which is a little unusual, but it's 4th down, and they're going to do a little misdirection. Unfortunately, the official kind of got away a little bit, but ends up falling at the 35, and Clayton will get the ball on down. Yeah, I mean, I like what Pennsville's trying to do, but Clayton's
trying to change
fast.
it up a little bit. Yeah, they're reading and reacting very well. They're young kids. They just have a little bit more confidence right at this moment on their offense, and their defense is playing very solid.
All right. So we have hit quarter time here as the officials have switched sides. So let's break here. After 1, Clayton leading Pennsville 8-0. We'll be back with quarter number 2 after this.
One of the best reasons to visit Williamstown is to experience Bleacher's 322 Tavern. We offer a great time for people everywhere, and our delicious wings is the reason people keep coming back. On Wednesday, we have karaoke night with DJ Rob, including 75-cent wings and $2.50 Miller Lite bottles. Our R&B night along with karaoke featuring Big Al Entertainment is on Fridays, and Saturday has music by DJ Sterl with a 30 and older crowd, including a strict dress code that will be enforced. Each night, we have food and drink specials with a private room available for parties of all kinds. If you'd like to ask us some questions or make a reservation, call us at 609-481-2043.
Okay, we are back here, quarter number 2 of this quadruple header here for Clayton, New Jersey. Pasquale Park is where we're at today. I'm Tom Wilkins with John Saplensky. Howard Gaber taking care of the controls. 8-0 Clayton as we begin the second quarter of play, and Clayton will have the ball in plus territory at the Pennsville 35. So, John, what have you seen so far from both teams?
At this age group, you look for a lot of miscommunications. You look for a lot of mistakes. You look for a lot. This is very developmental. You look for things. You hope as a coach you don't see those things or that you don't experience them, but it's common. They're both playing very well. It's only 8-0 first quarter. Clayton marched down on that first drive, but you got an interception over here, a very positive bright spot to stop that second drive. They went 3 and out. Clayton's got the ball again, so if they can have another big play, but they're playing very even right now.
Okay, so Clayton will line things up what looks to be an I formation. First and 10. Ball spotted at the Pennsville 35, but somebody jumped. And preliminary indications state that's on Pennsville for a neutral zone infraction. Now, of course, John, like we saw back on Sunday, in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we have pink flags rather than the traditional gold. I mean, we saw a combination of both of them last week.
You see some socks out there again, too.
Yes, indeed.
It's a great cause.
Indeed,
nice
and multiple awareness months in breast cancer obviously leads
the
way. Now we got a fumble on the left side and trying to turn the corner. Look at this. He might outrun everybody. He will outrun everyone. Look at the speed that guy has.
Jaden Hoxie. Or it's Hoxie. Jaden Hoxie, number 5.
Well, whatever that was, I mean, the snap may not have gone well, but he had the presence of mind to just pick the ball up and turn the corner and outrace the defense, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, I mean, defense was lost a little bit there. They couldn't see the ball. He found the ball, and, he went around the outside, and, they got a touchdown out
for a 30-yard touchdown run.
30-yard touchdown run. Very nice. They got that second touchdown, so, a little lead now.
Yeah, and originally we were, I guess, distorted from view earlier, but here, we were able to catch that play. Maybe we can get a little replay out of this.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, the tents or the tree. We were in Millville, the tree.
Well, just relax. Speaking of tents. All right, so
You got 16 in there, quarterback for the Clippers. It's Maxwell Bamberger is the shot caller.
and they're going to run for the conversion,
cutting it
and
in.
he just stepped over a guy and ends up getting the point.
Yeah, he's in there.
So 15-0 lead for Clayton here in the second quarter. Why don't we go ahead and check the replay out, John, as to how that touchdown came about. And it looked like originally it was going to be for a loss, but that guy just found a way to get around things.
Yeah, they come out there. You know, you got quarterback 16 in there. He's a play caller. You know, they're in I formation. He's going to go for a handoff, but the ball drops before you can hand it off to number 12. And, you know, luckily for number 5 to see it and pick it up, and he goes right around the outside for a 30-yard scamper. Oh, he's got some wheels, and, you know, he outran the defense, and they got a nice touchdown. Great play.
Well, I'll say this much. I'm thinking, hey, we practiced that this week.
Yeah.
Highly unlikely, but that was not exactly how the beginning was supposed to go.
You know, you hope if, you know, you get an opportunity, you know, a lot of coaches teach, you know, fall on the ball. If you get a fumble, don't pick it up. But when you pick up a ball and you score, you know, they really can't say nothing. But the rule of thumb is, you know, you pounce on it because, I mean, that's a big rule for us linemen.
Let's also not forget, too, it has to hop at precisely the right moment at the right spot, and you cradle it and away you go.
Yeah.
Otherwise, then you have butterfingers, and then it becomes a major problem.
I wouldn't go I've had opportunities when I was a kid, and I'd pick a ball up. I couldn't get out of my own way. So hats off to this young man for scoring a 30-yard touchdown. I would pick up a ball, and I wouldn't be going anywhere.
You'd probably be asking him, how did you do that? Okay, so Clayton will be kicking off. Now, remember, they went onside kick last time and recovered, but threw an interception on the next play.
Yeah, it looks like we got number 24 in there, Isan Salam at kicking.
And unfortunately, he kicked it, I guess, north-south.
East-west. That was not north-south. That was east-west. That came.
Something went wrong with the GPS there. So Pennsville will get a nice possession at the ball at the 47-yard line. That was definitely an east-west kick.
Yeah, I'd like to see Pennsville get a little bit of a rhythm going. You know, they just got to get a little warm. You know, these games are early. They get their breakfast. They got to come out here at 9 o'clock in the morning, get ready for a 10 o'clock game. So, you know, you got to wake up.
And you're thinking, how come my metabolism isn't kicking in yet? Do I have to wait till the second half for that to happen?
Yeah.
All right, so Pennsville will have it. They're in the gold uniforms, as mentioned. 1st and 10. Ball to 47. Looks like a double wing alignment.
It's like a spread formation in tight, but we had movement on the line. Oh, big
Got through
defense.
one tackle, but the defense made sure he didn't miss a second.
Yeah, you had 34 in there on that tackle for a big loss, and I'm trying to see his jerseys rolled up right there. I think it's 28.
Ends up losing about 8 on the play. And I think another thing you want to teach the kids, make sure you run north-south.
Yeah.
Because if you do east-west, then you got defenders going north-south, and eventually one is going to get you. All right, so they'll line up again.
They're in the wing, coming out in the traditional wing right now. Little dive up the middle for a gain. You got number 15 in there for Pennsville at quarterback. Colton is the shot caller today for the Pennsville Eagles.
Well, they're making sure everybody gets in at some point. I mean, that's obviously the rule in the league, make sure everybody plays.
Yeah, everyone's got to play. You know, they're going to get coaches do a good job. You know, they're going to get the rotation when needed, and they'll fit players in positions where they feel they do the best for themselves and the team.
All right, so now on 3rd and 20.
Staying in that wing. He's dropping back.
He's got a chance to throw the football.
And
that was almost a catch, but unfortunately the hit was very high, and a flag is going to go down because of it.
Yeah, it was Giovanni Fabris, number 3.
Blow to the head.
Yeah, they're going to get him. He came in there pretty fast. It was a heck of a hit, but unfortunately he led with his helmet. I think there is the call.
Yeah, so that's, I mean, obviously you can't necessarily say it's targeting or anything like that because, remember, they're kids and sometimes it's just a matter of feeling where they are in the field and they don't realize that.
Yeah, it was a nice confident pass. I mean, you know, Maxwell had a nice – no, I'm sorry. Colton. Colton had a nice confident pass. Receiver, you know, it was right there. Touched his hands, but defender came in there and corrupted it.
Now, keep in mind, in this league, that's not an automatic first down. It's just a 15-yard penalty. So they just went from 3rd and 20 to 3rd and 5. Other leagues, it's an automatic first down, but not here.
Yeah, they're loading up that left side now. A little bit of, a fumble on the play.
Yep, missed exchange on the snap.
Yeah.
Luckily, a Pennsville player falls on it. They only lose a yard. So back at the 43-yard line, that'll be 4th down.
I'm sure the grass is a little wet today, a little bit this early. It did rain a little bit last night down this way. That could be a factor. You know, you got a little bit of mud on that ball. It just takes a little bit and can cause, fumbles like that.
Well, consider themselves the lucky ones, given what the forecast is like later.
Yeah, we're going to get some rain, maybe 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, so that junior and senior game tonight going to get some rain.
Yeah, first 2 games should not be affected, but the other 2 games will be rather interesting to see what happens with that.
Got a quad over.
Oh, look at that
there.
diamond set up on the near side. They're going to
Bubble
throw
screen.
it, and it ends up being intercepted.
Wow, a bubble screen.
The bubble screen that popped.
Number 3 for Giovanni Fabris again with a big play.
And he ends up making the interception down the 48-yard line. So that means Clayton gets the ball 1st and 10 from there. And good anticipation as well from the kid who was able to read because by the way, we can see some people watching from work. Like
Holder
Santiago checking in. Crystal also checking in as well. So we do have a Clayton contingent checking in here today. If I can ask you guys of a favor, tell your friends, family, any other kids who are going to be on here, please make sure you spread the link around. HSG Network on YouTube. Of course, I believe the TCUFL website also has it as well.
Yeah, it does.
So, yeah, definitely spread the word. HSG Network on YouTube. And subscribe because we got a few more weeks of this action coming up, and this has been a lot of fun.
They're
so
coming
far.
right back with the wing, so the double wing. Number 3 with a carry right on the outside.
Nice tackle, meanwhile.
Yeah, that was number 87 for Pennsville.
That'd be Dax Neild. Who was able to make a shoestring tackle after about 3-yard pickup.
Way to go, Dax. That's how you fill that gap and wrap up.
So, like I said to those of you checking, yes, the message board is open. So we do encourage you to definitely put something on the board, and we'll definitely read those out.
Yeah, we love hearing from everybody.
And that makes it an interactive broadcast one way or the other.
Yeah.
All right, 2nd and 7. Again, spotting at the Pennsville 48-yard line. Clayton a 15-0 lead in the freshman game. Got 3 more to go after that, so pretty much all-day action.
Coming out in a pro set package here right now. We got the big bull back in there again, 22.
And they play fake. Oh, a nice handoff, and there goes number 3 running down the side. He's going to outrun everybody, and that's going to be a 48-yard touchdown run. Beautiful run, and no flags either. So the execution of that play was perfect.
So what we have here is Giovanni Fabris comes in, intercepts a ball, then 2 plays later gets to run a 48-yard touchdown. Very, very nice. Great athlete.
We got Sheila Vargas checking in. I guess one of
oh, okay. Yep.
kids
Auntie
checking
is
in.
proud of you. Very nice.
Yeah, it's one of the players' aunts checking.
God bless you.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it was me 2 weeks ago. I was choking on live.
Oh, my God. My apologies there. Yeah, so it ends up being a touchdown run.
I formation again. You got that big lead block, and misdirection.
There's a play fake and a throw, and there's another 2-point conversion on the pass.
And he completed it to number 23, which is Demetrius Briscoe.
And that makes it a 23-0 lead, and Clayton is on a roll.
I got to tell you, I'm very impressed with these teams today. I mean, we're seeing a lot of passing. We're seeing a lot of great plays. Both teams with interceptions. A great onside kicking. These guys came to play today. They're both 3-1 right now in the National West Conference, and it shows that they're confident in some of their playing, and they got some confident players, and you can see why they're both 3-1. This is a good matchup. I mean, it's a little, the score's a little lopsided right now, but they're both making some positive plays today.
I just see right now for the first quarter and a half of this game that Clayton just has a lot more speed.
Yeah, they got some speed. They're pretty fast. Sometimes, they say speed is the key, and, they're showing it today. So, they got to find a way to contain that before too long. You don't want it to get any more than 23. Try to get a score on the board to even it out.
And so they'll come back and kick, and Pennsville will give it another try and see how they do. But I will tell you, the run attack for Clayton has been pretty impressive.
Yeah, they got confident backs. They're hitting their holes. They got that outside game going good for them right now. So they're in control. They're very in control of their offense right now.
All right, let's see. This time the kickoff goes
nice
north-south,
kick.
and it goes past the entire coverage.
Okay, good. Just cover that ball. Protect that ball.
Did that about the 28-yard line. So Pennsville will have the football 1st and 10 from there. Now, what do you expect Pennsville to do this drive? Do you think they change it up a little bit?
I think they're going to change up a little bit. They've been running a traditional inside tackle running attack right now. They did try to pass, and it was a good pass. I mean, the quarterback, he rolled out left. He let it go. The receivers there. I mean, it was just a big hit that disrupted it. But yeah, I think they're going to experiment a little right now. When you're down, 23-0, you got to look outside the box. Coach is going to figure out a little game plan. They're coming out in spread right now. So maybe that passing game, they know because his defense is so fast. Let's keep trying that pass.
Well, they're going to try to run up the middle, and it's
intercepted. I think
it ended up being intercepted. That's
again,
gonna be
number 3.
Yes, and he's going to run it back.
Giovanni Favors.
Oh my!
Again.
I guess the Andy's happy.
Did he just intercept another ball? Did he just seriously do that?
I think he did.
I got the sun blocked me, but the ball got lost. But I think he intercepted it because there's no way he was near the ball carrier. So we might have to see a replay on
Yeah,
that.
we will after the conversion, but
he just scored an intercept. Wow. He knows where to find the ball. He's got a knack for the ball.
either that or he has some sort of magnet, and the football is a magnet. It just comes right in, and there he goes.
He ain't wearing gloves, so we don't have to worry about that.
Wow, that's a tremendous play. We'll check the replay after the conversion, like I said.
2 interceptions, a 48-yard touchdown run. Hats off.
Or in this case, helmets off.
Helmets off.
All right, they're going to send a new package in for the conversion. Because they want to get the right personnel on the field. And now they'll go ahead and break and
Coming in that I formation again. You got the big man out front leading Lorenzo Bull.
And he's going to lead the block, and there's 12. And does he get in? No signal.
He's in.
He did. Just got in.
Tyquan Wilson Jr. with his 2nd extra point of the day.
And the Clippers have put 30 up here in this first half.
Yeah,
Why don't we
that's a
show
good
the
first
replay
half.
as to what happened on that defensive score here?
Yeah, I want to see this play because I got lost, and I just seen him running with the ball. I didn't know where the ball was.
Well, we're going to keep an eye on number 3 here and see what happened.
Yeah. All right, they go.
I think it was fumble.
Oh, it was a fumble.
So it was a fumble.
Because he just showed up with it. Okay.
It probably just slipped out of the quarterback's hands, and he just took the ball and ran with it.
So he's having an interception, a 48-yard touchdown run, and a fumble recovery touchdown. This is an amazing all-star type game, huh?
All over the ball, as they say. And done still with about 4 minutes left till halftime, which is hard to imagine.
Yeah, I want to see, get a break for Pennsville on this drive, before the half. Maybe they can, spark something. I mean, they just had some mishaps. An interception, a fumble, unfortunately led to, a couple scores. So, like I said earlier, at this age level, you expect mistakes. You expect it's learning. So no matter what they're doing out here, it's all positive. So, just one little break. Let's see if we can fix little cracks and see if we can get one downfield.
Okay, falling on the ball at about the 43-yard line is Pennsville, so they will get the next possession there and see what positive they come with. And the key is hanging on to the ball, and considering Pennsville's turned it over twice, Clayton has turned it over once. Let's not forget.
Yeah, interception. Yeah, that was Bryce Zimmerman on that recovery right there, number 27.
And we will see what Pennsville does this time around. Looks like they're going to go full house again.
Yeah, quarterback's under center. I thought the quarterback was in. No, he is in shotgun. Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, they're trying to turn the corner, and once again, Clayton is waiting for them. But they did get about 2 on the play.
Okay, we got some positive yards.
So-
That was number 15 quarterback. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 15. Carr Colton on the carry.
And I think what they're doing is they're going up tempo here. Oh, but then again, they're going to that 4-man huddle and then breaking quickly.
Yeah, it's a different type of huddle I've ever been used to.
Up and the ball, and the ball
another
was
fumble.
snapped, and unfortunately, there was nobody there to pick it up. But Pennsville does fall on it, and it'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, they're just having a lot of tough breaks right now. You know, a couple fumbles here, and a couple interceptions. So, you know, if they can get rid of maybe a few of them fumbles and, you know, a couple little minor mistakes, they're going to move the ball.
All right, so they will set up again, and interesting stack formation. Here's a handoff up the middle. That's going to be for maybe about another yard or so. So they're able to move a little bit, but not too much against this pretty stout Clayton defense.
I think that was it's number 7. Yeah, it is. That was Aiden DeSanto on the carry.
All
So
right.
they got a big 4th down. It looks like they're going for it.
Well, they've had a little bit of a rough first half as far as breaks are concerned, but you just got to keep trying, especially at this point. Here's a high snap.
Oh,
And
off his helmet.
just a little bit off, incomplete. And
Kind of. I mean, if you ask me on that kind of was like pass interference on that.
But let's also now let's also not forget that the left side of the line literally timed the blitz perfectly.
They did, but it
Forcing the
kind of
court.
looked like he was going to make a tackle on the receiver, possibly before the ball hit him in the head. So, I mean, the Clippers got lucky on that one.
Well, I
'Cause
think the quarterback too had to rush to throw, given
Yeah.
how the pressure was coming. So, all right, so Clayton comes back 1st and 10.
coming on that I formation again, double tight. So they got everyone down on the line. They got that big fullback in there, and
Here's a play fake, and he might run this one.
He's keeping it.
Yes, he is. Oh, look at that. He gets
Wow, good
around a
juke.
couple of players and finally
There
is
we
brought
go.
down. A nice tackle.
77? Is that 77?
Could be 87.
17, I think.
That might be in. That would be Luca
Oh,
Cadeno.
our interception guy. There you go. Luca Kodamo with a nice tackle. He had an interception in the first quarter.
Well, it ends up moving the chains anyway. It's a 1st down for Clayton. They pretty much dominated this whole first half.
Yeah, they're running their offense very smoothly. They might have been, playing together for a while. When you got the kids gelling like that, they got a little experience together.
And that's how you get a well-oiled machine.
They're staying
When
that-
everyone knows what everyone else is doing, then it becomes they're pretty tough to stop if everything's going well. Here's a handoff on the left side.
Wow, fullback
trying to
with
turn
a
the
huge
corner
block.
and still getting through a couple more tackles. Didn't quite get in the end zone, but will get inside the 10. So it'll be 1st and goal. I think they're going to give the 7-yard line. So
Yeah, that
another
was
21 yards.
A well-developed play. I mean, they're just moving the ball, but that fullback leading on there, Lorenzo Bull, I mean, he just let out there and just waffled another player like a huge block. I mean, that's to have an offensive line, but a fullback that's the size of the lineman. Actually, he's bigger than the lineman. That's your lead blocker.
Here's a handoff. Oh, look how wide open he was there.
Cut
And
in
did he
inside.
get in? Yes, he did. Tyquan Wilson Jr. with the 7-yard touchdown run. As we get close to the end of the first half here.
I think I just heard the siren. Oh, for the touchdown?
we are a siren.
I thought that was the half.
Well, it just might be after the conversion. So,
Gotcha.
but I'll tell you what, Clayton's sure doing a heck of a job as far as getting everything together.
Yeah, they're playing very well football today.
All right, so after the extra point, I believe we will have halftime. And play fake.
Quarterback, yeah, he's play faking right around the outside.
Oh, and look at that stiff arm. And he got a second one.
Wow.
And he runs in for 2 points. And Pennsville's like, what on earth just happened here?
Maxwell Bamberger with 2 stiff arms to get that extra point.
Speaking of Berger, that was a flattened job there with that stiff arm.
Yeah, that's you can't teach it. That's natural instincts.
So there's your score at the half. Clayton 37, Pennsville nothing. Hopefully Pennsville in the second half will get some positive stuff and have a better half than the first. So what we're going to do now is for the halftime, there will be a TCUFL photo montage that you can check out here. So at the score 37-0 at the break, check this montage out, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, we're back here at Pasquale Memorial Park here in Clayton, New Jersey, getting ready for the second half of this first game of the quadruple header. Clayton with a very commanding 37-0 lead over Pennsville in the freshman game. Got 3 more games after this. I'm Tom Wilkins along with John Saplensky. Howard Gaber taking care of the controls. Just so you know, we do have a little bit of rain in the area. If it should happen, we will need to move some equipment and might lose the signal briefly. So just hang with us in case that does happen. But in the meantime, temperatures just fell a few degrees. I think the front is through and the warm week is over. Welcome back, fall.
So good. It feels so good right now up in this box.
All right, here's the kickoff to begin the second half.
Oh, we got a
and
bounce.
There's still a loose ball, but Clayton does fall on it at about the 42-yard line.
That was 34 for the Clippers.
And while we go ahead and read the Clippers, a freshman group, and obviously we got a big fan club from the messages we've seen. So we have Giovanni Febris, Jaden Hoxie, Isaiah Golden, Alfonso McClendon, King Bond Hicks, Taekwon Wilson Jr., Lorenzo Bull, Maxwell Bamberger, J.R. Walls, Jace Thompson, Demetrius Briscoe, Ishan Salam, and Keith Alba. So those are the freshman players for the Clippers. Of course, coaches are Dania Archie, John Bone, Michael Bull, Marcus Fowler, Daryl Fowler, Corey James, Dean Madden, and Gregory Scott. Official timeout as they work and getting the chain gang in place.
Yeah, when we get a – wait, there's still no chain? I'm going to go over Pennsville while we have a chance.
Might as well.
Here we go, the Pennsville Eagles freshman squad. John Luke Coyle, Vincent Ziedler-Kogozi, Julian Curl, Matthew Klein, Aiden DeSanto, Antonio Gigliotti, Tristan Hardick, Caden Crabtree, Aiden Johnson, Colton Carr, Abel McCracken, Luca Cadamo, Abel Quinn, Ashton Curcio, Bryce Zimmerman, Michael Duke, Luigi Torres, Lucas Fry, AJ Vanneman, Gunnar Norton, Dax Neal. That is your Pennsville Eagles freshman football team.
Yeah, so we're official timeout. Like we said, we're getting the chain crew back together. I'm guessing one of the members may have gone to the restroom, which is like
it happens.
a couple hundred yards away. So
sometimes you get distracted.
Sometimes
you forgot. Wait, why did I come to my car? I knew I had to do something.
Hey, I better roll the windows up. Something bad's coming here.
Yeah, the Clippers are coming out in their traditional double tight I formation, but it looks like they got a wing out there on the right side.
All right, here we go on 1st and 10.
Fumble.
Oh, a drop
fumble.
snap.
Yep.
And Clayton falls on it, making it 2nd and 11. So what we're seeing here is, I think we've seen this a lot, John. This goes for both sides. The exchange of the ball from center to quarterback.
Tough position when you're a center. You know, to me, it's the toughest position on the football field. So these are kids, and it's going to happen. I notice a lot of kids snap the ball different than what I was taught, and they turn the ball a different way. But it's got a little bit of mud out there, and it did rain last night, so there could be some slipperiness out there.
And it's starting to rain now, so it may go to a more current point.
Yeah.
Speaking of rain coming down, there's a flag down as well for neutral zone infraction. So that'll be against Pennsville. It is 2nd and 6 as the ball now goes to Clayton's own 48-yard line.
Yeah, running that offset eye, give it right to 34, following those lead blockers.
And nice tackle. Trying to bounce to the outside. Pennsville, one of their players, made a very good tackle.
Yeah, that was number
there.
17. He's been making Luca
Cadamo is having a very good game from what we're seeing.
Yeah, he a nice tackle there. He had an interception earlier. He's playing really solid in the middle.
And let's also not forget, it may not necessarily compute the points on the scoreboard, but the effort is what will mean more than the actual points.
Yeah.
Ends up being a yard gain, so 3rd and 5 at the 49.
It looks like they're showing a little double blitz there up the A gaps.
Wait a second.
They're trying.
We got a flag down again. We didn't have too many penalties in the first half, but this one is against Clayton on a false start.
That's a little help. There you go. Helping Pennsville out a little bit. I like that they were trying to rush that line and, send a double blitz in there, coach, had a little discussion. We're down. Let's change a few things. And now you're seeing them, load up that box and send 2 blitzing middle linebackers.
I think the big question I would wonder is, how do you teach kids how do you keep your mental focus with such a big lead? That could be for all levels.
That starts at all the months of coaching, all the months of preparing and getting the kids prepared mentally for the challenge, and that's hats off to the coaches because these kids aren't backing down. It's 37-0, but Pennsville's still playing football. They're still making big hits.
That's correct.
So the coach has them mentally prepared.
A.J. Vanneman was able to make a good tackle there on that last play. So you're looking probably 4th and 3. Ball now at the Pennsville 49-yard line.
Yeah, so we got a couple good productive plays right now. If they can hold them off here and get that ball back, we might see them, get a nice drive down there and let's get one in the end zone. Because right now the biggest thing is we want them to get the ball. If I'm a coach, and we want to put that first score in. They're 3-1, so they've obviously smelled the end zone. They know what it feels like to score that touchdown. So they just need a little break right now.
And I got a feeling a timeout's been called by Clayton, even though the official didn't necessarily signal that. So what's that? Yeah, why don't we take a quick break? Clayton leading 37-0 on Pennsville. We'll come back in just a moment. Okay, following the Clayton timeout, they come back with a 4th and 3. They're at the Pennsville 49-yard line.
Got that offset. They got the eye. They're coming out in that double tight eye with the wing.
Let's see what they do.
He gives
and it's a fumble, and now flag is also down too.
They got it.
It doesn't matter because it's going to be Pennsville ball on downs.
Yeah.
And even if the person had the ball and fumbled it, only he can pick it up to advance it.
Yeah.
So Clayton turns the ball over on downs, and Pennsville will have it their own 49 as the rain picks up again here. This should be interesting, especially setting up for the other games here.
Oh, yeah, it's early. It wasn't supposed to see no rain until about 2 o'clock, I thought.
Mother Nature has other ideas. You know that.
Yep, she's got her own mind.
We don't argue with her.
No.
All right, 1st and 10. Pennsville ball at the Clayton 48-yard line. And again, you'll notice that there's 4 Pennsville players in the huddle, and the rest of the line's already lined up.
Yeah, they're going that power left. Quarterback keeper up the middle.
Oh, and a nice keeper that time to about the 43-yard line. And Colton Carr was able to call the number there and get his way up for some nice yardage. And I'm wondering if we're going to be seeing a lot of Clayton players that don't normally start play a lot of this second half.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to get a little rotation going. If they already haven't, I've seen a couple other numbers in there that have been rotating.
You might be able to see the rain through the trees.
Yeah.
For those watching on HD here on HSG Network on YouTube. Following a 5-yard gain at 2nd down.
Ooh, they're back there fast.
I'll tell you what, the one thing Pennsville has not been able to do is turn the corner because there comes a wave of Clayton players coming to tackle and ends up being a big loss on the play.
Yeah, that was number 5 for the Clippers on that tackle. That was Jaden Hoxie. Yeah, he was back there, right at the direct of the snap, and before they really could get a handoff, he was back there. So, they're moving pretty fast on that defense.
Ends up being a 6-yard loss. So now 3rd and 11 from the 49. Now wait a second, flags down as that snap didn't go as scheduled. And I think this time the preliminary indication looks like it's on Clayton for being encroached. So they'll move it 5 yards.
Get them a little more help.
Right, 3rd and 6 it shall be. And we've been seeing more of these here in the second half, which kind of hints that we're seeing a lot of players who don't normally get playing time
Yeah,
getting
could,
some
could
time
be
here.
fitting him in the system, to get feet a little wet, and it happens. Quarterback keeper again. He's
He's
nice
going to turn
run.
the corner.
Okay.
Let's
Stiff
see.
arm. What
he
got it.
He
Good
didn't
tackle.
turn the corner quick enough, and that allowed a Clayton player to cut him off for maybe a yard gain.
I think it was number 9 possibly for Clayton. No, I don't think it was number 9.
Looks like number 6 had to tackle there.
Okay.
Anyway, it is 4th and 6, and now we got an official timeout, I think. I believe they're just trying to get one of the players off.
Yeah, I heard something about his mouthpiece.
Oh, okay, so it was an equipment issue.
Yeah, it was an equipment issue.
All right. So now we resume 4th and 6.
Got that overload stack on the right. He's going to put
Back
it up
the
again.
pass and firing it. Almost got it in triple coverage. Ends up going incomplete. So Pennsville turns the ball over on downs. But I'll tell you what, the accuracy of that pass was pretty good. Receiver just couldn't come down with it.
Basically hit him in his chest. He was surrounded by 3 defenders, so it was pretty accurate. They're gutsy. They're trying. They're trying to march downfield. The coach is changing it up. It's good play calling. Just they've just been a little bit unfortunate at this time right now.
Not much you can do, unfortunately. But for Clayton, they will now have the ball again, first down to 43-yard line. And we'll see how they decide to line up this time around. Hey, I noticed we have the clock back on the screen to lower right if you want to check that out.
Yeah, it's always nice to know. Oh, look at that rain coming down now.
Yeah, rain's starting to come down pretty good here.
Temperature dropped. It's now feels like fall football.
Well, Florida weather can't last forever. That's true. I guess one more substitution in, and then Clayton will get underway from their own 43-yard line. Pennsville's like, what's taking you so long? We've been ready.
Yeah.
All right, so now it's 1st and 10.
He's going single back set. Oh, nope, there's his other back. He's got the single wing. No, I can't really tell if he's behind the quarterback or
Well,
not.
there's a handoff and breaking one tackle, then reversing, finding
Wow,
the middle
cuts it
of the
back the
field.
other way.
And how about this? He's running it to the
He's-
40, 30, 20. He might go
Wow.
all the way. He will not,
Oh,
actually.
save the day.
Great tackle inside the 10-yard line.
Nice gain on the play.
Is that number 17 again on another tackle? Big tackle for Pennsville. That was Luca again.
Yes, and I believe it was.
Yeah.
So after what was like a 50-yard gain, that means Clayton will have 1st and goal.
Yeah, he almost was stopped for a short gain, and he cut it the opposite direction, found a seam, and he took it. It was a great run.
No question about that.
Wow, look at that rain.
Yeah, rain definitely coming down a lot harder.
Yeah.
Of course, a lot
Glad
of
I'm up here.
inside the booth. And you can see the vertical drip is dropping down from the booth that we're in, but the rain is coming down kind of like a diagonal here.
Yeah, they're going to stay in that double tight I formation. Got new backs in there, too. If you notice, they put a couple new backs in.
On 1st and goal, I guess
Wow,
they
big
tried to get the
tackle.
handoff, and the back actually didn't come to him and forgot how the play was to be run, so the quarterback ends up losing a couple of yards because of that.
A big tackle by number 36, Luigi Torres. What a nice tackle for Pennsville Eagles.
And now the sun is out and the rain's coming down.
It sounds like a song.
I mean, we've been live so many weekends in a row. Thankfully on Sunday we had an absolutely glorious day in Westville. However, Mother Nature decided to show off after
We have
a
rain
week
every
off.
week. This is true.
Don't tell me drought.
Oh, another fumble.
Here's a fumble, and I think that's recovered by Pennsville this time.
Yes, it was.
So Pennsville will get the ball after Clayton turns the ball over for the second time. And I'm sure a lot of that has to deal with a combination of players who don't normally get time to play, and the weather, and trying to handle both at
Oh,
once.
that rain will cause some fumbles. I think that was Luigi Torres again, number 36 on the fumble recovery. So he made a great tackle, and then he answers back with a fumble recovery.
If you want to get an idea how the rain is, take a look at the clock. Look at the clock in the bottom right, and you'll notice it almost looks like it's Buffalo Bills weather, except it's liquid and not frozen either.
Yeah, we got maybe a loss of a yard on that play.
No gain on the play, brings up a second and 10.
Probably back to the line of scrimmage. Ball spot at about the 12-yard line. Probably get one more play, and the problem is with this rain, they're going to have to walk all the way to the other end of the field as we're in the final minute of the third quarter.
Yeah.
Try to get another play off. Wind's also picking up, too.
Got a handoff, number 17.
Trying to swing around.
Oh, he got it on the outside.
He
All right, come on.
does, and
All
he
right.
goes probably to about the 15-yard line.
Short game.
At least Pennsville has not given up, and
No,
they're showing some fight here in the second half.
Yeah, that's great coaching when kids are still fighting to the end. They're not giving up.
That is correct. All right. So we've reached three-quarter time here at Pasquale Park, and it's pouring. 37-0 Clayton over Pennsville. Let's grab a break. Come back for the final quarter right after this.
There are a lot of different reasons why you should buckle your seatbelt when you're in your truck, like making it home safely to your loved ones, taking pride in your job as a professional driver, or following the law to stay safe. Always remember to buckle up when you're in your truck, and ask any passengers you might have riding with you to do the same. It doesn't matter how many years you've been trucking or how far you need to drive. Buckling up keeps everyone safe on the road. Learn more at www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
All right, we are back for the final quarter in what is now rainy Pasquale Memorial Park here in Clayton. Hey, who was the one who said, "Here comes the sun"? John was the one who did that during the commercial break, and I'm like, yeah, now you're showing us. As you can see, the clock. Boy, does it feel like NFL films or what? Anyway, I'm Tom Wilkins with John Zaplinski. Howard Gaber just giving you that shot there. He's dealing with the controls as we come to the final quarter of this freshman game.
We haven't been down this end of the field since the opening drive.
You're correct. I forgot about that.
I was like, wait, we forgot about this side of the field over here. We haven't been over here.
They
since the
shrunk
first drive.
they shrunk it to an arena football size, didn't they?
First and 10.
Okay, so third down and that play. You couldn't tell what happened. Oh, it was a turnover. So it was a turnover. The fumble was recovered by Clayton, and now they have first and 10 from the Pennsville 15-yard line. Now Clayton making sure they have all their people. I mean, what have you seen from Clayton that's been the most impressive so far?
Executing their plays. Very confident. The running game is there. The line is blocking. They've ran probably 4 running backs all game, maybe a fifth this later quarter. But just the executing of the plays. Solid defense. They're reading, reacting. They're hitting their gaps. So it's an all-around fundamentally sound team. 3-1. Obviously, it's fourth quarter. They're going to be 4-1 today. I'd like to see. I'm going to have to look to see who they played and got their loss from, because it's going to tell us a story about the league. We're learning about the league, so I've been studying, the records and seeing where all these standings are and stuff.
And I think we're halfway through the season already.
Yeah, this is
Fifth week.
Fifth week.
All right, here's a handoff on first down, and not going to be for terribly much. Yeah, it's the 5th week of the year. So I think we
got an 8-game schedule, right? They can play 8 games? 8 games,
Yeah, I
3
believe
more
so.
weeks, and then the playoffs.
Oh, Clayton just called timeout, interestingly enough. So the count is 8:34 is left here in regulation. And John, I mean, for Pennsville, I mean, obviously there's some positives you can deal with here too. So.
Oh yeah. They got some leaders on that team that are still leading by example, and It's just an unfortunate thing. It happens. It's football. There's a winner, there's a loser, and when you make some mental mistakes and some fumbles, and another team can capitalize off them. But they're all learning. This is developmental. They're kids. They're having fun. These are great memories, and that's all you look for. You want to continue to grow each level. And, sometimes, this could be a second-year freshman team, and a lot of these guys, first-year freshman team that just came off that flag, like we saw a flag. So
yeah, when we got here, we saw a different type of
So
football.
a lot of these kids could have came up with that flag their first year at this level, and these guys are fine-tuned machines because they're in their second year of the freshman level because you get 2 years each level. So there's always pros and cons to everything.
All right, now on a second down following the timeout. Handoff goes up the middle, maybe back to the original line of scrimmage, so you're looking at 3rd and 10.
Yeah, still holding strong. The defense is still playing defense. They're still making these great tackles. So, they're going to play to that final whistle.
Well, my question to you, John, here is you have the Clayton coaches looking at the kids here. He's on the field.
Yeah.
What do you think he might be saying to them?
Well, right now, he's got a lot of alternate players coming in and out. So he's just trying to do his job. He's trying to incorporate a few players in there with a.
I think we got our answer.
Oh, the
Clayton,
Blue Crew.
Yeah,
Okay.
Clayton lost to
And
Glassboro
I think
in that one.
Glassboro's 4-0 in the national conference. I do know that. Okay.
Well, we haven't seen them yet,
Yeah.
so we might be heading that way pretty soon. We'll just say.
Thank you, Pro Noah.
All right, now flags are down as that's going to be against Clayton. Actually, no, it's against
Pennsville.
Pennsville. It looked like Clayton was going backward, but then the ball went forward.
Defense. Third and 8 for the Clippers. 3rd and 7.
Yeah, so, Coach is just taking his time. He's going out there and he's trying to incorporate the players in. And you might have a whole new squad in there, no more rotating in. That might be a fresh whole squad right now. Because I recognize a lot of the numbers are, 12's out, everyone. So it's every one of them has been put in now.
And I
And
guess.
you got 30 at quarterback. Oh, we got.
Oh, look at this.
Big
There's
hit.
a fumble and a recovery by Pennsville.
And that was that number 15. Is that the quarterback, Colton Carr?
Playing on defense.
Playing
that
on
time.
defense. He's like, you guys have been chasing me all game. It's my turn.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like
going to cause some havoc for you now at middle linebacker.
And he gets a little bit of form of revenge there.
Yeah, here it is. You got a quarterback, playing linebacker. He's a tough quarterback.
All right, so even though Clayton has not been perfect, I mean, that's their 3rd turnover already.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to figure at Pennsville, they've been able to make some very nice stops here. And the last 2 times in the red zone, they've been able to prevent points from going on the board.
Yeah, and that's good. See, there's positives. When you look at, where the points were, and all of a sudden you found your groove, and it's a positive the coach can tell them for next week. Look, you see, if you do things right, you stop them. So take that into next week, that mentality.
And so that'll now force a second down. There was a 2-yard loss in the last play, so 2nd and 12. Spotting the ball at about the 15-yard line.
He's rolling out.
He's going to roll to his right and fire a pass along the side. Ends up going incomplete. And it was in the right direction.
And
little hard to
did you
catch
see
a
whose
wet
hands
ball.
touched that ball?
I think it barely got him.
No, did you see the number?
He's-
Giovanni
number 3.
Favors, number 3 again.
He's all over the
I
place.
mean, come on, a fumble, an interception, and all this. So he's a game player. You're seeing that he can find the ball. He knows where the ball is. He's got a good knack for the ball. And I mean, his hands were on that. I mean, if he took it down, there was no one but the green highway for another score.
Well, I forgot to mention, if you notice the top left of the screen, you notice the Pennsville cheerleading squad is still doing
Troopers.
their thing.
Yeah, they got plastic. Are they wearing plastic?
Yeah, they are definitely wearing their rain gear. Some
Hey,
of
they
them,
came
at least.
prepared. I like that.
That was smart. Give him a quick shot there. They performed at halftime, and sorry we couldn't get them. We had, of course,
that's
we did
awesome.
the montage there, but we wanted to recognize them for the hard work, and the Clayton cheerleaders, too.
I don't think I've ever seen all the rain jackets before for cheerleaders. That's a great idea. Keep them dry.
Well, they're supposed to keep you dry. Sometimes it just doesn't work that
the
way.
way the wind is blowing.